Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I have a quick box to open. I'm really excited about what's in here. This is hilarious how this is packaged. This comes from my buddy Chris, the man behind Cerberus Knives and Cerberus Scales, and I'm really excited to check this out. So this is a pry bar that his buddy is having made and marketing and selling right now, and I don't know if any have been sold yet or if they're about to be. I'm not sure how it's working yet, but I will link down below to the company that is selling these. Unless it's written in here, I'm going to totally have spaced what it's called. He told me, he had posted about it, I commented on it, and then he called me. He's like, hey, do you want to borrow it? Because he has a lot of pry bars around and was happy to loan it to me to check out. I said yes, and here it is. So I don't remember what this is called, but it will be in the description and the title of what this pry bar, or who this pry bar is from and what it's called. And maybe I'm lucky and it's written inside, but probably not based on that. One thing that I told Chris as well when he offered to loan it to me was I'm not the biggest pry bar guy. The pry bar that I've found really works well for me is the Vero Fulcrum, because it's really a multi-tool at the end of the day and it has the bit driver element. I keep that in my fanny pack and I like carrying that and using it when it's in my fanny pack. I haven't found that putting a pry bar in my pocket has ever been useful enough for me in my lifestyle to justify having one in pocket, but I still appreciate them for the tools that they are, and I like checking them out. And so I'm probably not going to do like a full review on this after using it a bunch or anything like that, because I just don't find myself using pry bars a bunch. But what I will do is I'll check it out and I'll give kind of impressions on it before sending it back to Chris, just because it looked cool and was pretty unique and I wanted to check it out. So let's bust into here. I'll just cut this flap. Go ahead and use my Pena large swayback. Pena large swayback. I always say Pena. All right. Open. So it's in there in bubble wrap, but it's not in the bubble wrap anymore. It's kind of hilarious. Oh, rad. I don't remember it being anodized blue in the picture he shared. Maybe it was just the lighting. So here is the pry bar. This is the less cool looking side, although it's still pretty cool looking. You'll notice it's got the holes set up for a Lynch clip, which is pretty rad, and it's wearing a Lynch Para 3 clip at the moment. That works out for carry. And yeah, it's just a titanium pry bar that's pretty simple in its overall application or overall setup, but it's machined to take this micarta insert. And this is, I think, a GL Hansen micarta insert on here, just based on the way that it looks. And I've seen Hephaestus, the shop who's making these, I've seen them using some GL Hansen stuff. And yeah, it's really cool. So these are made in the same shop where Chris has his Cerberus scales made, and they're now making fixed blades over there. They're making a folder of their own. I've been to that shop. It's really cool, and those guys are really nice dudes. So it's cool to see more products coming from them. But yeah, this has the Lynch deep carry clip on it. It's got a micarta insert. It's finished really cool. This is an interesting blue color. It's kind of like a light blue, but you do get a little bit of a blurple thing going on because some of the purple comes through in certain light. And yeah, it's a cool size. The dimensions make sense to me, and I can imagine it being pretty useful with this tip on here. You could also use it as a big flat head if you needed to, I'm sure. But yeah, there's no like multi-tool element to this. There's no defined bottle opener on it, although opening a bottle with a pry bar is not that hard. You can just use the tip to get in there. But yeah, it's a pretty basic, simple setup, and I think the flair really comes from the micarta insert. Plus, from what I've seen in the pictures and videos, they're using a bunch of different types of micarta for these. There's a ton of different patterns and colors and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool in the uniqueness aspect, that you can get a micarta that's specific to your tastes and preferences inserted into this guy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to chucking this in pocket a couple of times. I'll throw it in my fanny pack a couple of times as well. I'll see if a need arises for me to use it a little bit, although I'll want to be relatively gentle with it because it's still new and it's not mine. But yeah, I'm just going to check it out a little bit, and then I'll do kind of an impressions quasi-review kind of thing, and we'll call it good from there. But I appreciate Chris for loaning this to me. I'll link Chris down below as well, or Cerberus, on his Instagram and all that. And then I will link to the Instagram at least. I don't know if there's a site. I know there's an Instagram for the guy behind these. Whatever I can find for him, I'll link down below, and I'll try to put some information about them if I can figure it out, because off the top of my head I do not remember what it's called. But yeah, pretty cool. So here is a new pry bar, and it's out of the box. That's what we set out to do, so we've done it. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you on the next one.